Good wishes, dear students. In the previous classes, you learned how to prepare alcohol from different resources. Now, in today's class, you will learn about the structure of the functional group of alcohol. It's a very interesting concept. You needn't by heart provided you understand the concept. Now, how do we represent alcohol as a ROH? R stands for any alkyl group. I have taken the example of simple alcohol, that is methanol. Methanol, when we say the molecular formula is CH3OH here, meaning oxygen is bonded to alkyl group on one side and bonded with a hydrogen on another side. In the structure, we happen to see the bent structure here. When we write the simple representation, we write it in the straight line. But when we learn the detailed study of the structure of the functional group, we can see a kind of bend shape here, about which I will be telling you as I proceed with the lesson, and hence the marking I have done it for you here. Moving back to the concept, as I told you, R stands for an alkyl group. So oxygen is bonded to carbon on one side, bonded to hydrogen on one side. So here I have written carbon undergoes sp3 hybridization. Oxygen undergoes sp3 hybridization. We need a proof of it here. Now this concept you have learnt in detail under P block elements 1. It's just a repetition in terms of explaining structure of the functional group of alcohol. As you know, carbon has the atomic number 6. Plotting the electronic configuration, we get 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. 1s2 will not be participating because this level is completely filled here. 2s2 and 2p2 I am plotting here. 2s2 is again completely filled. 2p2 only 2 electrons are there. There is an availability of empty orbital. As a result, in the excited state, one electron from the 2s orbital, it gets excited to the empty p orbital. Thus, it makes way for a 4 half-filled orbital, 1 from s orbital, 3 from p orbital. Hence, we say it undergoes sp3 hybridization. That's what I have written here. The 4 stands for 4sp3 hybridization orbital. The next one, oxygen also undergoes sp3 hybridized. So let's see the concept of it here. Atomic number of oxygen is 8. 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. As you know, 1s2 will not be participating in the bonding. 2s2 and 2p4 when we plot, 2s2 is a completely filled. 2p4, 1, 2, 3. The fourth electron comes to the first orbital. So here out of the 4, we have a 2 orbitals completely filled and 2 orbitals half filled. These completely filled orbitals are called as a lone pair of electron. This lone pair electron concept you have learned in your standard 11 syllabus. This lone pair of electrons, what's written as a kind of rabbit ears you can see. So these two stands for the lone pair of electrons available in the oxygen, a configuration of oxygen. If you look at it here, moving back to hydrogen. Hydrogen has got only one electron, 1s1 electron here. Now, how does the bonding takes place here? Carbon has got out of the 4, 3 are bonded to hydrogen. I hope you are able to understand. CH3 when we write here, carbon is surrounded with the 3 hydrogen. So out of the 4 orbital, 3 are bonded with a hydrogen. So out of the 4, 3 are over. How many more electrons are left out? Only 1 electron is left out. Now here oxygen has got 2 electrons. So the leftover 1 combines with the oxygen, forming a bond between carbon and oxygen. I hope I am making my points clear to the students. 4 availability of carbon orbitals. 3 are bonded to hydrogen. So hydrogen CH3 when we say CH3, 3 hydrogens are there. So out of the 4, 3 are bonded with a hydrogen. 1 is left empty without, left behind without bonding. That one combines with one of the 2 half-filled orbitals of oxygen. So this one combines with this one, forming a bond between carbon and oxygen. Over. The next one, so carbon, all the electrons are bonded with involved in the bonding. Moving back to oxygen, out of the two, one is bonded with a carbon. Now one more we've got without the bonding. That one combines with a hydrogen. Where do we get this hydrogen from? On other hydroxyl group hydrogen. So hence the bond is being formed between carbon and oxygen and hydrogen. Now all these are sigma type of bonding. So I have written the representation of sigma here. I hope I'm making my points clear to the students. Carbon makes the availability of 4 orbital, 3 are bonded to hydrogen and 1 is bonded with the oxygen, hence the bond between carbon and oxygen. Oxygen out of the 2 combines 1 with a carbon, 1 with a hydrogen, hence this bond of OH bond here. All these are single bond, hence they are a sigma type of bond here. Now, the reason why do we say it undergoes sp3 hybridization? If you do not explain based on the electronic configuration, looking at the types of bond formed here, all these are single bond. So one more reason for you to say, because of the presence of single bonds, they undergo sp3 hybridization. Whatever concept I explained to you, same thing I have put down in terms of words to you, because this explanation is given in terms of assertion and reason question in exam point of view. One sp3 hybridized orbital of oxygen. Remember, 4 orbitals are there. 2 of them have the lone pair of electron, 2 have got a half-filled electron. So out of the half-filled, one sp3 hybridized orbital of oxygen linearly overlaps with the one sp3 hybridized orbital of carbon. Do you remember, out of the 4, 3 combine with a hydrogen forming an alkyl group. 1 is left behind, that one combines with the oxygen here. Orbital of carbon to form a CO sigma bond here. The next one more sp3 hybridized orbital of oxygen. Remember, out of the 2, 1 bonds with a carbon, 1 is left behind. Linearly overlaps with the 1s orbital of hydrogen, and that's what I have written, forming a OH sigma bond here. The remaining 2 sp3 hybridized orbitals of oxygen occupy 2 lone pair of electron. So all these explanations I have given it to you. These are only representation here. So these 2 lone pair of electrons are they take their position around the oxygens here, and that's the point I have written for you. The last one, because of the presence of lone pair repulsion of oxygen, bond angle decreases. I am reading it again. Because of a lone pair repulsion, you can see the 2 lone pairs here. When they repel with one another, the bond angle tends to decrease from 109.5 degree to 108.9 degree. Now what are these values here? You know that as you learnt in your standard 11, if any compound that undergoes sp3 hybridization, the structure of it is a tetrahedral. For a tetrahedral, the bond angle is 109.5 degree. Though carbon and oxygen undergoes sp3 hybridization, the bond angle is found to be only 108.9 degree. Little ones, I'm repeating again. Tetrahedral, when it undergoes sp3 hybridization, the given shape is a tetrahedral. For a tetrahedral, angle should be 109.5 degree. But in case of alcohol, we find it to be 108.9 degree. What's the reason behind? Because of the repulsion between lone pair and lone pair of electron of oxygens here. And because of that, the bond angle gets reduced from 109 to 108.9 degree. I hope you understood the concept. Thank you.